Bakit ako na naman? Ako lang ba ang problema dito sa buong school? Caroline screamed, the words ripping from her throat, raw and furious. The faculty room door slammed shut behind her with a satisfying thud, echoing the turmoil inside her. Tangina! Ganito na lang ba palagi? Siya na lang lagi ang mali, siya na lang lagi ang may kasalanan. Parang ang buong mundo nakaturo sa kanya. The stale smell of chalk dust and old paper in the hallway did nothing to calm her. Pinipigilan niyang maiyak sa inis. Nahuli na naman siya. This time, it was for smoking in the girls' CF during class hours. So what? It's not like she was the only one. Pero syempre, si Caroline Reyes na naman ang napansin. Siya na naman ang ipapatawag ang nanay. Kung may nanay pa siyang matatawag. She scoffed. As if Mama would even care. The walk home felt longer than usual, or maybe it was just a heavy feeling in her chest. Ang init ng hapon, parang lalong nagpapasikip ng dibdib niya. Dinukot niya ang earphones sa bulsa ng palda niyang medyo maiksi na para sa school regulations, at isinaksak sa tenga. Music, her only escape. Malakas na rock music, para kahit papaano, malunod yung ingay sa utak niya. Pagdating sa maliit nilang apartment, a usual scene greeted her, silence. Walang amoy ng nilulutong ulam, walang boses na babati sa kanya ng andyan ka na pala, anak. Mama was probably still at work. Palagi namang nasa trabaho si Mama. Isa siyang nurse at madalas graveyard shift. Minsan, nagtataka si Caroline kung nagkikita pa ba sila ng nanay niya o parang dalawang multo na lang sila na nagpapalitan ng pwesto sa bahay na to. Dumiretso siya sa kwarto niya, a small, cramped space na puno ng posters ng mga banda at mga librong hindi naman niya binabasa. Hinagis niya ang bag sa sahig at humiga sa kama, nakatitig sa kisam na may mga mansa ng tulo. Ano na namang sasabihin ko kay Mama? Another guidance slip. Another lecture. Another disappointment. Parang yun na lang ang papel niya sa buhay, ang maging pabigat. She closed her eyes, and a familiar atch settled in her heart. Papa. Kung nandito lang si Papa, siguro hindi ganito. Si Papa, yun yung laging nakakaintindi sa kanya. Yung laging may oras. Yung laging nakangiti kahit gaano kahirap ang buhay. Pero wala na si Papa. Leukemia took him when she was just 10. And after that, everything changed. Parang kasabay ng pagkawala ni Papa, nawala na rin yung dating mama niya. Yung mama na masayahin, yung mama na laging may kwento, yung mama na yumayakap sa kanya bago matulog. Napalitan yun ng isang babaeng laging pagod, laging seryoso, laging abala. She understood, Mama had to work twice as hard. Pero minsan, hindi niya maiwasang isipin na saan na ako sa mga priority ni Mama. Does she even see me anymore? Napabalikwas siya ng bangon. Gutom na siya. Walang pagkain sa ref, kundi mga tira-tirang kanin at isang itlog. Great. Instant noodles na naman. Habang nagpapakulo siya ng tubig, narinig niyang bumukas ang pinto sa sala. Ma! Her mom, Elena, walked in, looking even more tired than usual. May dala itong maliit na paper bag, hindi man lang siya tiningnan. Dumiretso ito sa lababo para maghugas ng kamay. Kumain ka na, tanong ni Mama, ang boses ay walang emosyon. Hindi pa. Mag-i-instant noodles lang ako, sagot ni Caroline, trying to keep her own voice neutral. Ayaw niyang magsimula ng away. Pagod na rin siya. May dala akong siopao. Kunin mo na lang dyan. Silence again. Pumunta si Caroline sa mesa at kinuha ang siopao. Asado. Paborito niya dati. Ngayon, parang wala na siyang paborito. Naupo sila sa maliit nilang dining table, magkaharap pero parang may pader sa gitna nila. Ang ingay lang na maririnig ay yung paguya nila at yung tunog ng kutsara at tinidor. Caroline waited. Hinihintay niya yung sermon. Yung tanong kung bakit na naman siya napatawag sa guidance. Pero wala. Tahimik lang si Mama. Mas nakakabingi yung katahimikan. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, her mom put down her fork. Caroline, panimula nito at napatingin si Caroline. This is it. May kailangan akong sabihin sa'yo. Kinabahan bigla si Caroline. Ano na naman to? Papalipatin na ba siya ng school? O baka naman, ipapaseminar na siya for troubled youth? Ano yun? She asked, trying to sound braver than she felt. Her mom took deep breath. May ipapakilala ako sa'yo. This weekend. Caroline frowned. Sino? A strange look crossed her mom's face, something Caroline hadn't seen in a long time. Was it nervousness? Hope? Isang espesyal na tao, her mom said, her voice a little softer than usual. Sa Sabado. Dito siya magdi-dinner. Natigilan si Caroline. Isang espesyal na tao. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ano-anong ibig mong sabihin? Her mom looked directly at her, and for the first time that night, Caroline saw flicker of something. Life, maybe. Makikilala mo na siya ngayong Sabado. The words hung in the air, heavy and unexpected. Hindi alam ni Caroline kung anong i-react. Galit? Lungkot? O baka naman takot? Isang tao. Isang espesyal na tao sa buhay ni Mama. So, this was it, may papalit na kay Papa. At parang bigla, mas lalo siyang naramdamang mag-isa. Sabado. The dreaded Sabado. Caroline spent the entire morning locked in her room, blasting music so loud she hoped the neighbors would complain. Anything to drown out the sound of her mom humming in the kitchen, a sound she hadn't heard in years. Mas lalo siyang naiinis. Parang biglang ang saya-saya ni Mama. So, kailangan lang pala ng key espesyal na tao para bumalik yung dating sigla niya. Ako, hindi sapat. She changed her clothes at least 5 times. First, her rattiest t-shirt and ripped jeans, her usual I don't give a damn uniform. Then, she thought, baka isipin pa nito, trying hard akong magmukhang masama. So, she changed into plain black shirt and decent jeans. Understated rebellion, she smirked to herself. Pero kahit anong suotin niya, parang balat lang na hindi niya matanggal ang inis at tampo na nararamdaman niya. Lunchtime came and went. Hindi siya lumabas ng kwarto. Narinig niya ang katok ni Mama. Caroline, anak. Kakain na tayo ng lunch. Busog pa ako, she yelled back, even though her stomach was already rumbling. Silence. Then, footsteps walking away. Good. Pero hindi pwedeng magtago siya magpakailanman. Around 6 in the evening, her mom knocked again, her voice a little firmer this time. Caroline, andito na siya. Labas ka na. Shit! This was it, huminga siya ng malalim, trying to compose herself. Okay, Caroline, be civil. Pero wag kang papauto. Remember, loyalty to Papa. Paglabas niya ng kwarto, naamoy niya agad. Adobo. Mama's specialty. The one she only cooked on very, very special occasions. Or for very, very special people, apparently. Nakita niya si Mama sa sala, kausap ang isang lalaki. Nakatalikod dito sa kanya, pero he seemed tall. Nakasuot ng simpleng polo shirt and jeans. Ah, Caroline. Halika, sabi ni Mama, a nervous smile on her face. This is Daniel. Daniel, this is Dim's daughter, Caroline. The man turned around, and Caroline got her first proper look at him. He wasn't what she expected. Hindi siya yung tipong trying hard magpakako na tito. He looked normal. Maybe late 30s, early 40s. Kind eyes, a gentle smile. Hindi gwapong artista level, pero maaliwalas ang mukha. Hi, Caroline. It's nice to finally meet you, Daniel said, his voice soft and warm. Inilahad nito ang kamay. Caroline just stared at his outstretched hand for a second before reluctantly shaking it. Her grip was limp. Hi, she mumbled, avoiding eye contact. The dinner that followed was the most awkward meal of Caroline's life. Si Mama at si Daniel, panay ang kwentuhan. About their work, Daniel, apparently, worked in the medical field too, something in hospital administration, not doctor, but close enough. About how they met, sa isang medical mission daw na pareho silang volunteer. Caroline just picked at her food, the adobo suddenly tasting bland. Tahimik lang siya, minsan sumusulyap kay Danielle. He didn't push her to talk. He'd occasionally glance her way, offer a small smile, but mostly, he directed his conversation towards her mom. Which, strangely, annoyed Caroline even more. Ano to? Parang hangin lang ako dito. She expected him to tearsay and win her over, maybe buy her something, or tearsay to act like her best friend. Pero wala. He was just polite. Respectful. Parang tinatrato siyang bata na hindi kailangang isali sa usapan ng matatanda. So, Caroline, anong year ka na sa high school? Daniel asked at one point, trying to include her. Last year ko na, she replied curtly, still not looking at him. Oh, malapit ka na mag-college. May naiisip ka na bang course? She shrugged. Wala pa. Actually, meron. She secretly wanted to take up fine arts, but she'd never admit that to anyone, especially not to this stranger. Maraming options ngayon. Maganda kung mapag-iisipan mo na, he said, still in that gentle, non-patronizing tone. Caroline just grunted in response. Nakakainis yung kabaitan niya. Parang ang hirap hanapan ng butas. Kung naging mayabang ito o trying hard, mas madali sana siyang kamuhian. Narinig niyang nagkwento si Danielle tungkol sa isang nakakatawang experience niya sa ospital. Mama was laughing, the genuine, happy laugh. Yung tawa na matagal ang hindi naririnig ni Caroline. Spang of something sharp, was it jealousy? Hit her. Parang ang dali lang para kay Danielle na patawanin si Mama, samantalang siya, ningiti, hirap na hirap ng ibigay. After dinner, habang nagliligpit si Mama ng pinggan, Danielle approached her. Caroline was slumped on the sofa, pretending to be engrossed in a mindless tea show. Caroline, he started. She didn't look at him. Alam ko this is probably weird for you. No shit, Sherlock, she thought, but said nothing. Hindi ko naman ini-expect na magiging magkaibigan tayo agad, he continued, his voice still calm. Your mom, she means a lot to me. And you mean the world to her. Caroline finally looked at him, a sneer forming on her lips. Talaga ba? Bago ka lang dumating, parang hindi niya nga ako napapansin eh. The words were out before she could stop them, laced with bitterness. Daniel didn't look offended. He just looked sad. I know it's been hard for both of you. He paused. Hindi ko pwedeng palitan ang papa mo. Walang pwedeng pumalit sa kanya. Just. I hope, in time, you'll see na wala akong masamang intensyon. Caroline scoffed internally. Yeah, right. Lahat naman sila, ganyan ang sinasabi sa simula. Maya-maya, nagpaalam na si Danielle. Hinatid siya ni Mama sa pinto. Pagbalik ni Mama, may dala itong maliit na piraso ng papel. Pinabibigay ni Danielle, sabi ni Mama, iniabot sa kanya. Caroline reluctantly took it. It was a neatly folded piece of paper. Nang buksan niya, nakita niya ang sulat kamay ni Danielle. Caroline. Below it was a phone number. She stared at the note. Kaibigan. Kausap. Ano siya, guidance counselor? Pero kahit anong inis niya, hindi niya maitapon ang papel. Tinupi niya ulit ito at nilagay sa bulsa. Maybe he wasn't so bad. Or maybe, he was just really good at pretending. Alin man sa dalawa, isa lang ang sigurado si Caroline, this was just the beginning. At hindi niya gagawing madali ang lahat para kay Danielle. Another week, another trip to the principal's office. This time, it wasn't just for smoking. Nakipagsuntukan si Caroline sa likod ng Givite. Some girl from another section started talking trash about her. Something about her being a fatherless charity case. Caroline saw red bago pa niya namalayan, nagsasabunutan na sila, tapos suntukan na. Natural, huli silang dalawa. Ines Reyes, I am very disappointed. Akala ko ba nag-usap na tayo? Res de Leon, the principal, sighed, her voice tired. Kilala na siya nito. Sobrang kilala na. Caroline just stared at the floor, a familiar mix of anger and shame churning inside her. Gusto niyang sumigaw, gusto niyang magwala. Pero ano pang sense? Useless din. Your mother has been called. She should be on her way, Yimres de Leon continued, adjusting her glasses. Caroline tensed. Si Mama na naman. Ano na namang mukha ang ihaharap niya? She could already imagine the disappointment, the tired sigh, the silence that would follow. Parang mas masakit pa yun kesa sa sermon. They waited. 10 minutes. 20. 30. Nagsisimula ng mairita si Yimres de Leon. Pati si Caroline, naiinip na, pero may parte sa kanya na umaasa na sana hindi na lang dumating si Mama. Then, the door opened. Pero hindi si Mama ang pumasok. It was Daniel. Nagulat si Caroline. What was he doing here? Nakasuot ito ng office attire, halatang galing pa sa trabaho. He looked a little flustered, but he managed a polite smile for Yimres de Leon. Good afternoon, Yimres de Leon. I'm Daniel Santos. I'm here on behalf of Elena Reyes, Caroline's mother. She's caught up in an urgent meeting at the hospital and couldn't leave. She asked me to come instead. Yimres de Leon looked surprised, then a little skeptical. And you are? I'm a close family friend, Daniel replied smoothly. Caroline snorted silently. Family friend, GYS. Nagsimula na ang e-meeting. Yimres de Leon recounted Caroline's latest offense, her voice turned. Caroline braced herself for Daniel's reaction. Inaasahan niyang sesermunan din siya nito, o kaya naman ay magagalit. Pero wala. Daniel just listened intently, his expression serious, occasionally nodding. Hindi siya tumitingin kay Caroline, but she could feel his presence beside her, strangely calming one. This kind of behavior is unacceptable, M. Santos, Yimres de Leon said. This is not the first time. We've given Caroline so many chances. Daniel nodded. I understand, ma'am. And we are very sorry for the trouble Caroline has caused. Rest assured, we will talk to her about this. We will do our best to make sure this doesn't happen again. We? Caroline raised an eyebrow. Since when did he become part of we? But there was no judgment in his voice. Walang paninisi. Just a quiet promise of accountability. Paglabas nila ng principal's office, Caroline expected him to start lecturing her. Pero hindi. Tahimik lang siyang naglakad sa tabi niya. The silence was different from the silence she shared with her mom. This one wasn't heavy with unspoken disappointment. It was just quiet. Hatid na kita, Daniel said when they reached the school gate. Kaya ko nang umuwi mag-isa, Caroline mumbled, still a bit defensive. Alam ko, he said, a small smile playing on his lips. Pero baka gusto mong kumain muna? Yinroy treat. Mukhang stress ka. Caroline hesitated. Part of her wanted to say no, to maintain her tough girl facade. Pero gutom na siya. At pagod na rin. At may kung anong part sa kanya na curious. Sage, she found herself saying. Pero wag yung mahal. Daniel chuckled. Noted. Dinala siya ni Daniel sa isang maliit na karinderya malapit sa school, yung tipo na paborito ng mga estudyante. Umorder sila ng tapsilog. Habang kumakain sila, doon lang nagsimulang magsalita si Daniel, pero hindi tungkol sa nangyari sa school. Kinamusta niya ang mga subjects niya, kung may paborito ba siyang teacher. Mga simpleng tanong lang, pero parang interesado talaga siyang malaman. Caroline found herself answering, albeit in monosyllables at first. Pero unti-unti, napapakwento na rin siya. About her annoying math teacher, about her French Lou who was obsessed with pop, about how much she hated his. Daniel just listened, nodding, sometimes asking follow-up questions. Hindi siya nanghusga. Hindi siya nagbigay ng unsolicited advice. Nakinig lang siya. Then, a comfortable silence fell between them again. Caroline stared at her half-eaten tapsilog. Yung babae kanina, she started, her voice low. Sinabihan niya ako ng kung ano-ano tungkol kay Papa. Daniel looked at her, his expression softening. I'm sorry you had to hear that, Caroline. Hindi naman totoo yung sinabi niya, she said defensively. Alam ko. Minsan namimiss ko si Papa, Caroline admitted, the words barely a whisper. It was the first time she had said it out loud to someone other than herself in a very long time. Parang biglang bumukas ang isang gripo sa loob niya. Daniel didn't say anything for a moment. He just looked at her, his eyes filled with an understanding that surprised her. He must have been a great man, Daniel said softly. Caroline nodded, a lump forming in her throat. He was. Siya lang yung nakakaintindi sa akin dati. Alam mo, Caroline, Daniel said, his voice gentle. It's okay to miss him. And it's okay to be angry sometimes. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun, kailangan mong harapin lahat mag-isa. She looked up at him, surprised by his words. Your mom, she loves you very much. Minsan lang, baka hindi niya alam kung paano ipapakita, lalo na't mahirap din para sa kanya. Caroline didn't reply. She didn't know what to say. Part of her wanted to argue, to say na hindi totoo yun, na wala nang pakialam si Mama sa kanya. Pero may parte rin sa kanya na gustong maniwala sa sinasabi ni Daniel. Tapos ka na? Daniel asked, noticing her empty plate. She nodded. Tara, hatid na kita. Habang naglalakad sila papunta sa sakayan ng jeep, Caroline felt lighter. Parang nabawasan yung bigat na pasan-pasan niya. For the first time in a long time, someone actually listened. Someone actually tried to understand. At hindi yun si Mama. It was this man, this stranger who suddenly appeared in their lives. Bakit siya? Caroline wondered. Bakit siya yung nandito ngayon, hindi si Mama? The question lingered in her mind, but for once, it wasn't tinged with anger. It was tinged with something else. Something akin to confusion, and maybe, just maybe, teeny sliver of hope. Parang alam niya kung anong kulang sa akin, she thought, as she watched Daniel flag down jeepney for her. Parang nakikita niya ako. The weeks that followed the principal's office incident were different. Surprisingly different. Parang may nagbago kay Caroline, o baka sa paligid niya. Or maybe it was Daniel. She started going to school on time. Well, most of the time. Hindi na rin siya masyadong napapag-guidance. She even reluctantly joined the school's art club, after much prodding from her English teacher who saw some of her doodles. Her classmates were surprised. Pati si Chloe, her best friend, napansin ang pagbabago. Hoy, Caroline, anong nakain mo? Chloe teased her one afternoon habang naglalakad sila pauwi. Bigla kang naging good girl. Caroline just rolled her eyes. Shut up, Chloe. Nag-try lang. Curious eye. O baka naman inspired. Chloe wiggled her eyebrow suggestively. Inspired ka dyan? Wala no. Caroline denied, a little too quickly. Pero deep inside, she knew Chloe wasn't entirely wrong. Daniel had become a somewhat regular presence. Hindi yung typong everyday, pero had show up at their apartment once or twice a week, usually for dinner. Minsan, may dala siyang pandesal o kaya prutas. He and her mom would talk, mostly about their day, about hospital stuff. Caroline would still be quiet most of the time, but it wasn't a hostile silence from before. More like an observant silence. She found herself listening to his stories. He had a way of talking that was calm and engaging. Hindi mayabang, hindi rin boring. He'd ask about her day too, and she'd find herself sharing little things, a funny incident in class, a frustrating art project. He'd listen, really listen, and sometimes offered piece of advice, but only if she asked. One Saturday, her mom had to go on an unexpected out-of-town medical conference. It was just for 2 days, but Caroline felt that old pang of being left alone. She was supposed to spend the weekend with Chloe, pero biglang nagka-family emergency si Chloe. So, Caroline was stuck at home, feeling miserable. Then, she started feeling sick. Nag-umpisa sa sinat tapos naging lagnat na. Evening, her head was pounding, and her throat felt like sandpaper. She tried calling her mom, but her mom's phone was off, probably busy with the conference. Panic started to set in. Ano nang gagawin niya? She remembered the piece of paper Daniel had given her, the one with his number. Nag-aalangan pa siya nung una. Nakakahiya. Pero her head was really starting to spin. With trembling fingers, she dialed his number. It rang twice before he answered. Hello. You, Daniel, her voice was raspy. Caroline. Is that you? Are you okay? You sound terrible. May pag-aalala sa boses nito. Kasi si Mama, wala. Tapos nilalagnat ako. Masakit ulo ko. Okay, calm down. Nasaan ka ngayon? Sa bahay? Don't move. Pupunta ako dyan. Lock your door, okay? I'll be there as soon as can. True to his word, wala pang 30 minutes, narinig na niya ang katok ni Daniel sa pinto. When she opened it, his face was etched with worry. Agad siyang nilapitan nito at kinapa ang noo niya. Ang init mo nga, he said, his brow furrowed. Kain ka na ba? Nakainom ka na ng gamot? Caroline shook her head weakly. Okay, sige. Maupo ka muna dyan. Magluluto ako ng lugaw. And just like that, Daniel took over. He moved around their small kitchen with an efficiency that surprised her. He found the rice, the ginger, the chicken stock. Habang nagluluto siya, pinaupo siya ni Daniel sa sofa at binigyan ng baso ng tubig. Relax ka lang dyan, ha? Matatapos na to maya-maya. Caroline watched him, a strange feeling welling up inside her. No one had ever taken care of her like this since her papa died. Si Mama, she'd give her medicine, tell her to rest, but she was always rushing, always preoccupied. Daniel, he was just there. Present. Focused on her. Nang maluto ang lugaw, he spoon-fed her kasi nanginginig pa ang kamay niya. The lugaw was simple, but it was the most delicious thing she had tasted in a long time. Warm and comforting. Thank you, she mumbled, feeling a little embarrassed. Wala yun, he smiled. Kailangan mong lumakas. He made her lie down on her bed, checked her temperature again, and gave her medicine. Then, he pulled up a chair beside her bed. Matulog ka na. Babantayan kita, he said softly. Caroline felt her eyelids grow heavy. The combination of the medicine, the warm lugaw, and his calming presence made her feel safe. She must have dozed off, because when she opened her eyes again, it was dark outside. Nakadim lang ang ilaw sa kwarto niya. She turned her head slightly and saw Daniel slump in the chair, his head resting on his hand, asleep. Mukhang pagod na pagod. A strange feeling fluttered in her chest. She watched him sleep for a moment. His face, usually so composed, looked softer, more vulnerable in sleep. May konting stubble sa baba niya. His dark hair fell slightly across his forehead. Napansin niya ang mga pilik mata nito, mahahaba pala. She found herself reaching out, wanting to brush the stray hair from his forehead, but she stopped herself. Ano ba tong ginagawa ko? Slowly, carefully, she got out of bed, feeling a bit better. Kumuha siya ng kumot sa kabinet at dahan-dahang kinumutan si Daniel. He stared slightly but didn't wake up. Bumalik siya sa kama at pinagmasdan ulit siya. Kung siya lang sana ang naging tatay ko, a thought suddenly crossed her mind, sharp and clear. Mas madali siguro ang lahat. Mas masaya siguro. The thought startled her. Tatay? Daniel? No, that wasn't right. He wasn't her father. He was her mom's boyfriend. Pero yung pakiramdam na iyon, yung pakiramdam na may nag-aalaga sa kanya, na may nakikinig, na may nakakaintindi, it felt good. Too good. The next morning, she woke up feeling much better. Daniel was already awake, making coffee in the kitchen. He smiled when he saw her. Good morning. How are you feeling? Okay na. Medyo masakit na lang ulo ko, she said, still a little groggy. Good. Kumain ka na ulit ng lugaw. Tapos inom ka ng gamot. Habang kumakain sila, Daniel's phone rang. Nakita ni Caroline ang screen, it was her mom, on a video call. Si Elena, Daniel said, a smile instantly lighting up his face. He answered the call. Hi, hon. Good morning. Her mom's cheerful voice filled the small kitchen. Kumusta na kayo dyan? Si Caroline. We're good, hon. Medyo nilagnat lang si Caroline kagabi, pero okay na siya ngayon, Daniel replied, his voice warm and affectionate as he spoke to her mom. He turned the phone camera towards Caroline. Say hi to your mom. Caroline managed a weak smile and a wave. Hi, Minnie. Her mom's face on the screen looked worried. Anak, okay ka lang ba talaga? Ano nang nangyari? Daniel took care of me, he made me lugaw, Caroline said, and then, inexplicably, she felt the pang of something. Was it jealousy? Seeing Daniel's easy affection for her mom, hearing the endearment hon, it made her stomach clench. Nag-usap pa sila ng konti, tapos nagpaalam na si Mama. After the call, Daniel turned back to Caroline, his usual gentle smile back on his face. Kain ka pa. Para makainom ka na ng gamot. Pero Caroline suddenly lost her appetite. Natahimik siya. May problema ba? Daniel asked, noticing her change in mood. She shook her head. Wala. Busog na ko. For the rest of the morning, Caroline was quiet. The easy camaraderie they had shared the night before seemed to have evaporated. Daniel tried to make small talk, but she mostly responded in monosyllables. Hindi niya maintindihan ang sarili niya. Bakit siya biglang naiinis? Bakit parang nagsiselos siya? Kanino? Kay Mama? O kay Daniel? O sa ideya na masaya sila? Hindi ko alam kung anong nararamdaman ko, she thought, her heart confused mess. This is so messed up. The kilig she felt when he took care of her, now mixed with a strange selos. It was a dangerous combination, and Caroline didn't know what to do with it. The confusion in Caroline's heart festered. Yung mga ngiti ni Daniel, yung mga simpleng gestures niya ng pag-aalaga, dati parang nakakagaan ng loob. Ngayon, may kasamang kirot. May kasamang tanong na bakit at para kanino. Hindi na niya kinaya. She needed to talk to someone. At sino pa ba kundi si Chloe, her best friend, the one person who knew almost everything about her, except, perhaps, this messy, new feeling she couldn't quite name. Nagkita sila sa paborito nilang milk tea shop pagkatapos ng klase. Caroline nervously stirred her taro milk tea, the pearls clinking against the plastic cup. Okay ka lang, Bes? Tanong ni Chloe, napansin ang pagkabalisa niya. Para kang may world peace problem na kailangang isolve. Caroline took deep breath. Chloe, may sasabihin ako. Pero please, wag mo kong i-judge. Chloe's expression turned serious. Ano iyon? Spill it, see. Si Daniel, Caroline started, her voice barely a whisper. Yung boyfriend ni Mama. O, si Tito Pogi. Anong meron sa kanya? Chloe asked, a playful glint in her eyes. Caroline winced at the nickname. Wag mo ngang tawaging ganun. Okay, sorry. So, anong meron kay Daniel? Kasi ewan ko. Nitong mga nakaraang linggo, lalo na nung nagkasakit ako, tapos inalagaan niya ko parang